A man lives in a city called Seattle. He has a mask that looks like a human face. When he puts on this mask and walks outside, the crows notice him right away. They do not like the mask at all. They fly down from the trees quickly. They make very loud sounds at him. They even fly fast toward his head to scare him. Then more crows come to help their friends. Soon, a large group of angry birds is chasing the man as he runs across the grass. Here is the strange part. This man never did anything to these crows. Most of them were not even born when it all began. So why are they so mad at him? It's the mask. Years ago, some scientists wore that same mask. They caught a few crows to study them and then let them go. The crows did not like that one bit, and they never forgot that face. That was a long time ago, but crows still remember. So it makes you think, do animals remember the people who were mean to them? Not just, are they scared of people? Do they remember you? Your face, the days you scared them? You might say, no way. They are just animals. Maybe they are scared of everybody. But that is not what happens. And the real answer is pretty surprising. So let's start from small, which is a little bird called a mockingbird. Mockingbirds are not big. They are not scary. They build their nests down low, close to where people walk. Every day, tons of people walk right past them, and the birds do not care. They let almost everyone go by. But some scientists in Florida tried something. They had one person walk up close to a nest and bug it just a little for a few days in a row. Guess what happened? The birds learned that one person super fast. It took less than a minute. After that, they knew his face, and each day they got more upset with him. They flew off sooner. They shouted louder. They dived down at his head. Now here is the neat part. A few days later, a brand new person walked up to the same nest. This person did the very same thing. But the birds stayed calm. They acted like it was the first day all over again. So think about that. The birds were not scared of all people. Out of everyone walking by, they picked out the one who bugged them. They remembered his face, and they let everybody else go. A tiny bird, but a really big memory. Now let's head back to those crows in Seattle, because their story is even wilder than the little birds. A long time ago, some scientists put on a special mask, and while they were wearing it, they gently caught a few wild crows so they could study them. And then they let them all go again. And even though it was scary for the crows, it did not hurt them at all. After that, the scientists walked around the neighborhood wearing that same mask, and sometimes they wore a different friendly mask too. And every single time the crows saw the scary masks, they got loud and angry. But when they saw the friendly mask, they did not care one bit. The scientists really wanted to be sure it was the face the crows knew. So one time they even turned the scary mask upside down, and the crows were confused for just a second before they tilted their little heads and started yelling all over again. But here is the wildest part of all, because a lot of the angry crows were never caught by anyone, and they still hated that face, since the other crows taught it to them, and the mom and dad crows even taught it to their babies. So the anger spread all around the neighborhood, and on one single walk, 47 out of 53 crows yelled at the man in the mask, even though only 7 crows were ever caught, years and years before. They had never even met him, but somehow every one of them knew his face. So we went from a tiny bird to a clever crow. And now let's go all the way up to the biggest land animal in the whole world, the elephant. In a big park in Africa called Amboseli, lots of wild elephants live close to people, and there are 2 different groups of people living nearby. One group is called the Maasai, and sometimes the Maasai and the elephants get into fights over land and water, and the elephants can get hurt. The other group is called the Kamba, and they are mostly farmers who leave the elephants alone. Here is the amazing thing, because the elephants know the difference between these two groups of people, and they treat them in two totally different ways. When the elephants smell the clothes that the Maasai wear, they move away to keep themselves safe. But when they smell the Kamba clothes, they are not worried at all. The elephants even learned the bright red colour that the Maasai like to wear, and just seeing that colour can make them group up close together. But the coolest part is what the scientists did with sound, because they hid a speaker and played a man's voice saying the same calm, friendly words. And when it was a Maasai voice, the elephants got nervous and bunched up in a tight circle with their babies kept safe in the middle. Yet when it was a Kamba voice saying those very same words, the elephants just stayed calm and kept right on going. So even a giant elephant can learn which people are safe and which people are not, and then hold on to that for a very long time. So now you might be wondering, how do these animals do it? And why do they remember the scary stuff so well? Well, it all comes down to the brain. Inside the brain, there is a special part whose whole job is to notice scary things, and you have one too, right inside your own head. When something normal and boring happens, like a quiet afternoon, the brain just lets it slip away, and that is why you cannot remember most regular days. But when something scary happens, that special part wakes up and puts a big mark on the memory, almost like it is saying, keep this one. This one is important, so that the brain holds onto it tight and will not let it fade. That is why a really scary moment can stick in your mind for years.